Okay, the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq 100, that's what we're starting on here today. Now, when we look at the Nasdaq, obviously you're getting a nice move to the upside, but I want to make something very clear as we're moving to the upside here. You know, we still have a holiday week starting tomorrow. So tomorrow we will get a half day of trading, and then we'll move into ultimately July 4th, and then we'll come back Friday for that close. But we didn't really expect any type of massive breakout to occur. Now we're moving within this range to the up and to the downside, but again, you still are just moving, back where we've already been. This is where we were Friday. We pushed up, we pushed back down. Now, the market overall, we've had some comments from Powell, so it's pretty interesting. We'll attack those really quick. Powell did comment regarding inflation and how we're moving and saying this was very strong, saying that overall we're moving in the right direction and the 2% goal is on track. He had nothing negative to say. It's basically everything that he has been saying, just repetition on the same end of that. And we go back into the SPY and we look what's happening here. SPY still trading within that range. The only time you can really get bearish is if you were to break below that low down here, which you did not. You actually ended up bouncing there on Monday and then obviously making higher lows throughout, pushing back to the upside. But the even crazier part here is we look at other big names like Amazon here pushing all-time highs, $200. We go into Tesla pushing, back into local highs, getting back to the 200 SMA, that 230 level we've been telling you about for a while now. 231 basically, 230.6, rejecting off of it, kind of stuck there right now, but you still look pretty good. And then Apple coming into the end of the day here as well, looks very strong, pushing back into all-time highs. You did actually break all-time highs. So again, when I told you guys that this was a monster buying opportunity, I hope you took it into account because now you're moving in that direction very clearly, right? Getting exactly what we want and what we've been waiting for. So the market as a whole still looks very strong. But I do want to say this, even though we look good, even though we look strong, even though we have signs of continuation here, is I don't want people to jump the gun, start full sending, because again, it's still a short week. We don't expect crazy volume, and anything can happen on these low volume days. So tomorrow, I urge a lot of caution. I doubt I even take any trades, to be totally honest. And then Friday, it might be back and forth as well. I expect better action going into next week, especially to start the week as well, because it'll be back on the lines of, things as normal. Okay, so things to consider, things to be looking at, but ultimately that's where we're at, and that's how we're looking as we speak right now. So again, the dollar kind of just moving a little bit sideways here, slowly inching down, but nothing really crazy here. So no big signs coming in there. Yields, chopping, you had a dip down to the key level, bounce right off of it, nothing crazy there. The only concerning part here is oil pushing back to the top of that little bit of an apex that we have down here of the pennant, kind of forming out the weekly and the daily chart. Again,
speaking of trading, if you've been using a basic investing app for the past few years, I highly recommend that you step it up and graduate to a better investing platform that can grow with you, which in my opinion is today's sponsor, Moomoo. Like other platforms, Moomoo has a super intuitive user interface, really easy to use, but unlike the other platforms, they have everything that you're using right at your fingertips. Whether it be your analysis tools, up to the minute live data on the markets, what's happening with options data. And it's worth mentioning, while other platforms charge a premium for the quality of data that you're getting here at Moomoo, Moomoo does not charge a dime when it comes to getting live data on the charts. So for any of you that are serious about your investment journey, Moomoo's platform is worth checking out. The link is down below. It helps me out, it helps you out. If you have any questions, comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
And oil is a concern as we go into more inflation data going into the end of this month, maybe even the beginning of August. But again, we don't need to worry about it right now until data starts creeping up on us, but we're not there. So again, I guess we can just close our eyes and, ignore it. So that's where we're at right now. Broad market though, things still look really good. You had CrowdStrike, another one of those stocks I do want to mention. I think it's very strong. You're trying to break over 394, pushing the 400 range again, price discovery. I think CrowdStrike's extremely, extremely strong. The one thing that's holding you back here is you did get a price target lower price target here, which dropped, but again, buyers are showing up, so you still look really good there. The big part of today that I will add is that you're just overall, like, it's semiconductors holding you back here, like SMH, like they just are. You're still trending to the upside kind of here. You have like a little bit of a bear flag, but just trending up above your 261 level. That's good. But stocks like Nvidia are just doing nothing. We go like to AVGO, getting a little bit of a bounce, but like, again, no real breakout. And AVGO could start breaking out like crazy, like we mentioned in the 1680. But again, it's just like these are the names. Like LRCX is probably one of your better names, but even then, AMD, all of these are just trending sideways. Nothing's really going on here. Again, like this been the kind of note that we've had to talk about here on semis. So the fact that NQ is moving without semis should be really impressive to everyone. And you're doing this basically just with big tech names like Google, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, etc. Those are the names that are kind of carrying the market as we speak and as we're moving. Now, again, I'm recording this video 2 hours before market open, so we could start pulling back down, but I'm just giving you my thoughts. I really want to urge just caution going into tomorrow. Like, that's the biggest thing I want to say right now. If you made money trading, if you made money with some of these stock plays, I'm happy, but like, guys, I urge caution into tomorrow. If you're not following on Twitter, I recommend doing so. I post a lot of trade ideas, a lot of setups on here, but I've been saying here on Twitter too, like, I'm slowly hitting the brakes as we move into tomorrow, okay? You don't want to get crazy at all. Like, I'm telling you right now, this is where you start to lose money, is when you move into days that action won't be good, and the odds are kind of not in your favor. So again, make sure you're paying close attention to all this as well. And again, that's pretty much it right now. Those are the biggest points that I'm watching as we speak. IWM getting a little bit of love, but nothing really happening here either. So again, nothing's really shifted in the market. The big thing that we've seen is XLK moving back to the upside. XLY getting a very big needed breakout here as well, as you can see here on higher time frames. Also, too, as our indicators, you guys are always asking, Lux Algo down in the link, so down in the description, so you can check them out. But again, you have XLY breaking out as well, which is to the largest holding, Amazon and Tesla, obviously breaking out. Great movement there. Amazon currently all-time high, still moving up. But again, that's kind of what's moving the market. And I'm telling you, the big part that's going to come in here is going to be semiconductors. When they get back involved, which I think going into next week is when we see buyers step back in on semis. I think the opportunity on semis right now is crazy. I think that people are ignoring them and kind of neglecting them. I think that they have the biggest opportunity. It would not surprise me if NVIDIA starts pushing back into 129 to 130 in a hurry as well. And the other part too, I do want to talk about and be a little transparent here too, is Exxon. So people keep asking me about Exxon. I said the same thing yesterday. And it's funny enough, I keep saying this every time you have a volatile move. I've cut a lot of my position and then I'll re-enter as we get towards support. So today, again, you gap up towards 116 and then you come back down. I added a little bit and then you broke down below. I haven't added any more. I'm still net bullish on oil. But again, we've had 1, 2, 3 opportunities in taking profits of above 20% on this type of a trade. So again, you have to manage your own position. If you're holding blindly, you have no plan, then maybe you should rethink your strategy of what you're trading. I don't think anyone should ever just blindly follow. You should always have your own plan. But again, that's what I'm watching here. It's worth mentioning that Dow is not getting a bulk of the love today. It's moving pretty decent, but it's not getting a bulk of the love compared to Nasdaq and ES. So it's worth mentioning what's moving in the market. It's primarily tech and some of those cloud names as well. That's what I'd be watching and paying attention to as well. So again, I still like Exxon. I still like energy. I still think it's hot. But again, I'm not just blindly holding a trade. I have an overall plan. I continue to tell you guys the plan. So you need to do with that as you wish. Like, I can't just make you guys, take all your trades for you. It's kind of crazy. So again, things I'm watching here. Meta was another good opportunity. You got back above 503. You slowly pushed up. Again, those key levels are very important. You need to get back above 510. Above 510, you look really good there. But again, until then, these are the opportunities that we're watching. I think AVGO, one of the riskier opportunities, but above 1653, you have room into 1680. So I'd be watching that one as well. I'm definitely watching Apple to break and mount all-time highs now. You mounted your previous high that was established here on June 17th. Now you're trying to push and mount the previous all-time high right there, which you broke slightly. You break back above that and you mount that. This thing could start pushing really quick into 225, even higher. So definitely looking for that as well. I'll be tracking this very closely on Twitter as well. If you have questions, comment down below. Short video on the day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.